Well, I'm glad to have you parents here on my video camera. It's, what is it? It's March 6th, 2010. And I just wanted to have a little bit of a video record of some things in your lives, so we could actually keep this, and I'll send it to Hallie, and she can have it for her children and grandchildren and my family too, and just to have a record of you, so everyone gets to know you down in the Berliner and Feldman lineage.
Okay.
So I'll just ask you a couple questions and stop the video, think of some other questions, and go from there, okay?
Okay.
First of all, Dad, when were you born, and what do you remember about your early ages, let's say up to 10 years old, and describe your surroundings in the city, and basically tell where you're from, what date you were born, and about your early childhood.
Yeah. Born in 1931. My first memories probably were at 3 or 4 of a vacation up the mountains where Dad taught me to swim in a little creek upstate New York.
And that would be Manny?
That would be Manny, yes. And other than that, my first memories are probably when I was 5 or 6. We lived in an apartment in the Bronx, and started going to no earlier than that. We lived with Aunt and Uncle Joe in an apartment for a while in the Bronx before we separated and got our own apartments. And
what was it like living, in an apartment in that age? Not like it's different now, but were there a lot of people that had individual homes in the area, and apartments were for people that didn't have much income, or were apartments just prevalent? Everyone had an apartment.
Everyone had an apartment. The Bronx, well, there were some sections of what we used to call private homes in the Bronx, but in our neighborhoods, virtually everybody lived in an apartment. And while the apartments weren't very large, there were lots of kids on every block. There were schools in almost every few blocks, so you had school chums and after-school playmates, and we played in the streets, of course. Well,
is that like in the movies A Bronx Tale, where they have stickball in an old New York neighborhood and the fire hydrant's off its cap?
That's exactly right. We play stickball with first base, second base, and home. First base would be one side of the street, second base would be the other side of the street, and home was in the middle of the street. And when a car passed, you just retreated to the side and came back to the middle of the street. Game
on and game off, right?
That's it.
Mom, what year were you born? And also, tell about your early childhood and what you remember of growing up in New York.
Well, I was born October 20th, 1933. And actually I was born in the Bronx. And my mother stayed at a hospital, which was then called a sanitarium, because that's what homes for childbirth were called. Daddy was born in the sanitarium, and I was born in the same sanitarium. Daddy,
is that because they were sanitary?
Maybe, I don't know the reason. But Daddy and I found out we were both born at what, Dr. Left's?
Dr. Left's Sanatorium.
Dr. Left's Sanatorium.
I think it was called a sanatorium to distinguish it from the house for the mentally feeble.
Okay.
And what do you remember about your early childhood as a young girl in New York? Growing up there, what are some of the things you fondly remember about your childhood?
Well, I remember having a wonderful girlfriend by the name of Myrna Markson, and she lives in the apartment house next door to me. And
And are you happy about the new gay marriage laws?
Am I happy about the new? Yes. I think that everybody...
Because you had a girlfriend back then, so are you happy about the new gay marriage laws?
I happen to be, yes. I think every